Well, I get questions like this all the time too. Why is it that a guy, he asks for space, then he seems upset if I don't pay attention to his social media? Like, make up your mind, but it makes me close off sometimes. I don't know how to be. Yeah, it's this thing where a guy might not like it if you give him space. He might, the upset in the pattern, he might not like it, but guess what? You know, his attraction to you is going to increase if he doesn't feel like he can take you for granted anymore. I mean, that's my take on this. Matt, I'd love to hear everything you have to say.
Yeah, it's one of those things is in the men's dating space. I used to be in the men's dating space. One of the most common things that we used to talk about in the men's dating space is how women always talk about how they want nice guys, but then they always end up with jerks, right? You've probably heard that before, right? Like women want nice guys, but then they end up with a jerk. And men do this as well, where they're like, oh, I want a nice, wonderful woman. And then they end up with, you know, somebody that's like a total mess. Right. And you're like, what? You know what I mean? Like, what just happened? And the reality is that we're attracted to what we're attracted to. And what we say that we want isn't necessarily what we do want.
Oh
right.
My gosh, yeah.
He might. So think about this. So one of the human needs is the need for variety. Well, variety is what creates passion in the relationship. It's kind of like the chaos element. I talk about it in terms of unpredictability, right? Creating a little bit of chaos. You know, you do things at different times. You message him at different times instead of it always being, you know, immediately responding. You know, sometimes you add a little bit of time there. You know, you're creating variety. You're creating different things there, right? And that creates kind of a little bit of confusion, which creates a break of that pattern. And whenever there's a break of the pattern, people start paying attention to it. Right. Because it's like, if I'm in this room right here, right now, right, there's all these things in the room, but I don't need to pay any attention to them because there's nothing going on here. But if there's suddenly something new that gets added to it, there's a break in the pattern of what's going on in this room. Like there's a fire over there, or all of a sudden one of the lights explodes or something, right? I'm going to start paying attention to it.
Yeah.
Right.
Totally.
That's what's happening here is all of a sudden you're doing something different. And so he's starting to pay attention to it. And he's like, whoa, wait, I want that, you know, and what he's asking for right here is certainty, right? He wants to be certain that you're interested in him, that you still love him, that, you know, you're still his and all that kind of stuff, which is exactly what we're talking about here, where he starts, you know, being scared that he's going to lose you. And what he's doing is he's getting upset and he's, you know, starting to try to control things so that he can feel comfortable and certain about things. Right. But it's good.
I was going to say it's a good thing. Yeah. It's not necessarily a bad thing.
It's not a bad thing that you're doing that and he's feeling that way because it's making him feel more involved and pay attention more to what's going on with you in the situation. Right. And it's good. It's a good thing.
I totally agree. Love everything you're saying here.